A modest woman dressed in a simple white gown walked into the prestigious Royal Gambit Chess Club, instantly attracting a mix of curious and judgmental glances. Victor Sterling, the reigning champion of the club, stepped forward and challenged her to a match, clearly aiming to mock her for sport. Onlookers quickly gathered, eager to witness what they assumed would be yet another easy win for Victor. But everything began to change the moment Grace Sullivan made her move. But when Grace Sullivan made her first move, something shifted in the atmosphere. The crowd, which had been snickering and whispering behind polite smiles, grew quiet. Her hand moved with calm precision, as though she wasn't just playing a game. She was conducting a symphony. Victor Sterling, lounging in his seat with arrogant ease, barely glanced at the board. He responded quickly, lazily, assuming he would crush her within minutes. But Grace didn't flinch. Her eyes remained focused, not on Victor, but on the 64 squares in front of her. Move by move, she dismantled the traps Victor had perfected over years. The audience leaned in closer, no longer laughing, no longer whispering. A murmur began to rise, a mix of disbelief and awe. Victor furrowed his brows. This wasn't going according to plan. He sat up straighter. He began to think. For the first time in a long time, he was truly playing. And for the first time in his reign at the club, he was sweating. Grace's plays were unconventional, but brilliant. She saw openings no one else dared to try. Her pieces flowed like poetry across the board. With each move, Victor's confidence eroded. His famed composure began to crack. Grace remained silent, serene. She didn't smile. She didn't gloat. She played with the elegance of a master and the humility of someone who had nothing to prove. When she finally said, "Checkmate," the entire room froze. Victor stared at the board, eyes wide, mouth slightly open. The king had no escape. Silence engulfed the room, followed by a stunned applause. The mighty Victor Sterling had been defeated, not by a grandmaster, not by a rival, but by a woman in a plain white dress. Grace stood up quietly, gathered her things, and turned to leave. But as she walked out, every eye followed her, not with judgment this time, but with respect. And in that moment, the legend of Grace Sullivan was born.